All right, back here on first day, back to the NFL. The AFC has 3 teams with an 8-2 record this season: the Colts, Broncos, and Patriots. Last time one of those 3 teams made the Super Bowl was the 2018 season when the Patriots defeated the Rams in Super Bowl 53. So, Jeff, I'll start with you. Which is a scarier trio? The old guard of the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Ravens, or this new guard in the AFC of the Patriots, Colts, and the Broncos?
That's a great question. I'm going Colts, Broncos, and Patriots. I think when you look at this, first of all, I think Drake May, honestly, if I had to give an MVP, I'd give Matt Stafford the MVP right now. I was busting up on Stephen A. earlier, but I would give Stafford probably the MVP. But Drake May, but Drake May.
About me.
No.
You talk about me.
Hey, listen, the show is fluid. It's fluid. A's to C's, we'll make a little change, you know what I mean? But in all seriousness, Drake May is right on that MVP conversation. He's balling. Patriots, what Vrabel has going there, big runs against the Bucs. I thought that was a massive game. Colts, most efficient offense in football right now. They find ways to win. Broncos, their defense is absolutely insane. I'm not sold on the Knicks situation quite yet in Denver. He's got some progression he needs to make under Sean Payton. But those 3 teams are legit to me, and I think they're gonna. One of those, I think, is gonna come out of it.
I'm deviating from you. I'm taking out Denver. And I'm putting in Kansas City. I don't give a damn about their lead in the AFC West. I would put my money on Kansas City before I put my money on Denver because of Denver's offense. Not their defense. I know how real their defense is.
They're for real.
But I don't have a lot of faith in Denver's offense. I think that they've been playing with fire most of the season. Not playing for 3 quarters and then coming up in the 4th quarter. I think it's going to catch up to them. I understand that Kansas City just got handed it to them. I know they had a loss in Buffalo, but the bottom line is I believe as the season wanes, we will see a better version of the Kansas City Chiefs in my estimation. I'm not dismissing or counting out Patrick Mahomes by 1 shot, him or Andy Reid. And I think that when you talk about the Colts, fine. You talk about New England, fine. But I'm putting Kansas City up in there.
Oh, hold on. I got to ask you the question because are you saying Kansas City to win the division over the Broncos?
No. I'm saying that if you're talking about the top 3 teams that I'm thinking about, right? When we talking about scary teams, somebody that'll put fear in you that they could go on a run. I'm looking at the Kansas City Chiefs. That's how I'm looking at it.
Well, to be scary, you got to be in the tournament.
Well, they're going to be in the tournament.
You picking the Chiefs. You picking the Chiefs.
Don't try that. Don't try that. Don't try to fist bump. Are you saying on national television that the Kansas City Chiefs ain't going to be in the mix?
Well, Stephen A.
Is that what you're saying?
If the playoffs started today, the Kansas City
Chiefs. We got 8 weeks, man. See, that's the disrespect. That's the disrespect right there. That's the disrespect.
It's fluid.
It's fluid. Come on, y'all.
This week they're out.
Listen. This week, fine. You trying to tell me with 8 weeks left, you gonna sit up there with a straight face and say to me, I don't know if Kansas City gonna make it. Really?
I want to hear it.
That's very disrespectful, CC. That's very disrespectful.
Well, listen, they're running out of runway, and when the quarterback expresses that he's concerned about the way they're playing,
what he's gonna say, man?
Especially after the Bills lost, if he's concerned, then I gotta be concerned. And let's not forget about the ass whooping we saw them get in Super Bowl 59.
Well, I know that.
The Kansas City Chiefs, this version of them is not the version that we saw win 3 championships with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. We got to start accepting them for who they are. As Bill Parcells used to say, you are what your record says you are.
Man, I'm going to go on the road to Buffalo. I'm going to go to the road to Baltimore and go to the Super Bowl, man. You're very disrespectful right now. You're very disrespectful.
I'm not saying that they can't pull out of this nosedive, but when it comes to the Kansas City Chiefs in the championship conversation, I'm just not there yet. And that's in part because they're not going to win their division, and they're going to have to be on the road starting wild card weekend. And Stephen A., we usually only see 1 team every decade win a championship going the wild card route, right? We saw Tom Brady do it in 2020. The last time before that, it was Aaron Rodgers in 2010. It don't happen that often. And so when we have the conversation about who's scary, I'm thinking about who has the chance to dominate the conference and win a championship and their path to being able to do so. And it's a lot easier to see the Colts, Broncos, and the New England Patriots do that than the Kansas City Chiefs, the Baltimore Ravens, and the Buffalo Bills.
Listen, though, the Chiefs issue, and I know you're rubber stamping them, their offensive line better figure this out because they don't run it great. And as good as Mahomes is, man, you put pressure on them, it changes every QB. It's just a fact.
No, that's true.
Look, I'm not betting against the Kansas City Chiefs, though. I'm just saying.
I'm talking about in the AFC.
I'm not doing
it.
it.
You ain't betting on them either, though.
I will say this.
I bet I will. I bet I will.
Entertaining them missing the playoffs. I'm not even entertaining them missing the playoffs. No way.
Wow.
Kansas City is
that
missing the
palatial
playoffs.
estate in Miami.
All right, let's take a break. Here we got more basketball coming up. Wemby went off again last night. Is he officially the best player in the NBA? Stephen A. answers that. And it wasn't.
Let's do some with Dan Graziano as we do every Tuesday. Graz has this column, as always, on ESPN.com. Let's start with this one, Dan. Is it an overreaction to say the winner of Sunday's game in Denver, Chiefs Broncos, will win the AFC West?
It's not an overreaction. Look, if the Broncos win it, they're up 3.5 games on the Chiefs going into their bye. Yes, the Chargers are in this mix. I'm suspicious of them holding it together with their offensive line issues. So if the Chiefs win this game, they're a game and a half back. They've won the division 9 years in a row. Denver's going to have to go sit on that through their bye, and the Chiefs would be able to hit the gas, I think, and finish it off.
I mean, when last seen, the Denver Broncos, while winning, were being booed off the field in their own stadium. Are we buying Denver here?
I mean, that defense is incredible.
Yeah.
We certainly buy the defense, and we trust Sean Payton. I think the issue with Bo Nix is the offense is we're going to throw screens and we're going to throw bombs. And, when the opponent stops that, we don't have any other kind of technique offensively, and that's the concern.
Both can be inaccurate. Screen can be inaccurate. Deep ball can be. And I'll say this: I'm not counting out the Chargers. Like when they're 3-0 in the division, I understand their O-line stuff, but they've already.
Yeah. Why would you need healthy O linemen? They're overrated.
No, they'll get. Harbaugh's going to
Foul them might have been written before the Charger game.
Respect.
The last time we saw the Chiefs too, they were struggling as well against the Buffalo Bills, and we saw the Bills struggling. So a lot of it, I think, you start out week to week, it changes.
Speaking of the Bills, the next one. Hey, Dan Graziano. Someone said the Buffalo Bills Super Bowl window has closed. Is that an overreaction?
Of course it's an overreaction. It's a classic overreaction to Buffalo's worst game of the year, which came 1 week after Buffalo's best game of the year, which was a victory over the Chiefs. We're not going to judge anybody on their worst moment or probably their best. Buffalo has shown that they're going to be there in the end with an elite quarterback.
Jeff, why are you making that?
I'm nervous. I would have liked to see them pick somebody up at D-line. I understand, and I do trust McDermott. They've done a great job of getting that. They got boat race. Miami ran the rock. That's the one thing you cannot tolerate, especially coming to playoff football, that the Bills got run that much with.
Shefty said they were in it for Quinnen Williams, and the Jets just wouldn't trade him within the division.
Right.
That might have been a big difference. J-Mac, you did that game on CBS, the Dolphins and Bills, this weekend. What did you see?
And I have some concerns as well. And Brandon Beane was as disappointed as anyone that he didn't get anyone at the trade deadline. But when I look at this game, this is down the first time they've really had a drive. They got down in the red zone. This is in the third quarter, they're down 16-0. The Dolphins are going to come with an all-out pressure. For Josh Allen, you're trying to find your best matchup. He's looking to the left side of the field. Look up top. Keon Coleman is one-on-one. The reason he's not going there is because he doesn't trust the guy. There were multiple times throughout the game where he tried to go to Keon Coleman, and Juju Brents had him locked up. Later on in the game, another opportunity, down 16-6. Josh Allen picks up the first down, but this is the old Josh Allen where he had to put the cape on for the Buffalo Bills to win. In this game, there were multiple times where he's running around doing everything. When he got to the sideline, you saw him say, I should have just went down. But he felt like he couldn't because he feels like he has to do so much because the wide receiver position isn't showing up other than a short pass to Khalil Shakir. And then on top of that, Dalton Kincaid got hurt, a hamstring in that game. And he's the one guy that can get down the field vertical.
I mean, I think the question asking if the window closed is obviously premature, but I don't have faith in the Bills because of the Bills as much as I have faith in the Bills because the rest of the AFC, there's no one really running away with it. And you got Josh Allen, and to your point, they have a defense that has proven that they could put it together enough. But that's always, year after year, they're injured and they still put it together enough. But right now, you look at this team, it's I don't know how they're going to fix this defense. They have some good players.
They lost another defensive
best thing for them, they got a really good offensive line and Cook and obviously Josh Allen. But at least you can take pressure off your defense with those guys.
Cindy, can you leave those numbers on the screen a second? Am I the only one who notices the Patriots aren't on that list? They fall somewhere below the Colts, Chiefs, Bills, Broncos, and Chargers to win the AFC. I'm being being told they are 6th. That in and of itself is interesting. There are only 16 teams. They're 6th out of that group, and
Don't believe that. And they beat